Ferris Wheel Press launched a whole bunch of coloring sheets a few weeks ago. And when they launched them, I was dealing with some stuff, and so didn't have a chance to play around with the first round. And this morning I decided that once I was done filming what I needed to film for the day, I was going to play around with them. So I have printed off what seems like the easiest one. Brain injury. I don't love coloring sheets. I find them really complicated. And I will say that every single coloring sheet they've launched so far is quite complicated. They sort of make my brain hurt just looking at them, but I'm going to try. We're going to see how it goes. I chose this one though because most of it is greenery, and there are just a couple hints of like other colors thrown in, and I think I can make that work. So I'm going to go for it. And we're going to see how this goes. It might be a total fail. So here's the lovely Rolodex. Just very squeaky. And I'm going to pull a color palette. So Algonquin Maple. Let's do Dancing Time, which is one of the new greens. We have to do Emerald Garden, which is what this coloring sheet actually is part of. Might want Morningside Mint. Let's grab Peter Moss. I'm going to want Plated Gold Tresses. Might want Radiant Rose Wings. And what I'm going to want. I might want Stroke of Midnight for the birds. And let's do Unfettered Flight for the columns. And the Sherry Sonata. Alright, I'm going to start with that. So let's pull these colors out of my collection. So I would like, it's more of what don't I want actually. Oh, I didn't grab Brilliant Beanstalk. Do I want Brilliant Beanstalk? Yeah. Okay. Green, 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 green. Okay. Peter, Morningside, Emerald, Dancing Time, Morningside. So those, I'm not sure about the Sherry Sonata. Do I have a different red in here? The answer is no. But I do have Fluttering Hearts. Alright, we're going to put these two back, and I'm going to grab Fluttering Hearts. I like the vibe it's giving. Unfettered Flight, Plated, Fluttering Hearts. This Stroke of Midnight. This is Stroke of Midnight. So, what I'm going to do is load these up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can. So it will work. Alright. One of these palettes is going to be matte, and one of these palettes is going to be shimmer. Because I have two of them. And so We're gonna load up this palette. Now that I've got a color palette, I'm gonna move this so that I don't get stuff all over it while I do this part. I never do coloring sheets. They are not what I find enjoyable in life. But they have just launched them and I do want to try them. So we're gonna try it. I might hate every minute of it, but we're gonna try it. I think I will probably hate all the skinny lines. I wish they'd launched some that were less detailed. I know not everyone has a brain injury, but like I know there are lots of people that don't like to do super detailed coloring because it's supposed to be relaxing. This is one of the new greens. This is not the one that this coloring sheet is based off of though. The coloring sheet for this green was even more complicated. And I looked at it and I went, yeah, no. So. Now we have Morningside Mint and then Peter Moss. I love these palettes. They are egg trays, or not egg trays, they're mushroom trays that I got at the thrift store, but they're fantastic. So Morningside Mint. I will say, I do really like the Ferris press lids. I got some of the Diamine inks, and with the numb fingers, I find it really hard to set their lids on and off. So, it is a tiny pipette that came from not an ink shop, a paint shop. I forget who sent them. It was like somebody who bought from a few times who was then closing up shop, and she sent me a bunch of them, and I've just got a stash of them on my desk, and they're great for wetting mini pans or moving ink into a palette. Like this. But I can't remember what shop it was. It was a while ago. I think it was back in like 2022. It's something that's really impractical in every other application except, you know, when you need a tiny pipette. So there's our matte tray. With all of our greens and our red. I'm just gonna stack this on top. And grab our shimmer water. So everything else from here on out is shimmery. Let's do Emerald Garden. So this is the color that this palette is, or the coloring page is themed on. But I've only swatched it because it's been a weird month. And so lots of things this month that arrived only got swatched and did not get used for anything else. So I look forward to using it. I don't know that it'll go in a pen. I'm not a huge fan of writing with green inks, but other than Peter Moss, I've had Peter Moss in a pen, but I think it will probably at least go into a... Oh, it'll probably go into a stub nib for a couple days, or a broad. So I like figure out if I like it or not. This is Stroke for Midnight. This is actually Mom's ink. Actually, two of these are Mom's, but I'm using a tiny bit because they live with my inks. And her Cockano has been misplaced, so right now she doesn't have a pen to ink up. Let's do Plated Gold Dresses. I think I've actually used a fair bit of this ink. This ink is actually in a pen currently. I will be buying another bottle of it at some point. This is an ink that if they put in an 85ml bottle, I would probably buy an 85ml bottle. I really like it, but I don't think they're going back and backdating old fairy tale colors into 85mls, unfortunately. I wish they were. Because this gold is definitely one I would like in an 85ml. Unfettered Flight is up next. No, it's not. Brilliant Beanstalk should be up next. We're keeping our like blue-green color pattern. I go back and forth on Brilliant Beanstalk. I had it in a pen for a bit. I didn't love it in a pen. It's a bit too light for a pen for me. I do like that it's a moody green. I think not nearly enough greens are moody. There are a lot of bright greens out there. I'm not a bright green type of girl. I like the moodiness of greens. So, tuck this one away. And then we've got Unfettered Flight. Again, something that I think I've only swatched. It arrived late February and life was chaotic. And so I think it only got swatched. It might have gone in a pen for my inked video, but honestly, I couldn't tell you what pen, and I couldn't tell you if it's still in a pen, because that's sort of how my end of February into March went. I wonder if it did go in a pen. I wonder if it was the ink that I couldn't figure out what it was. And then Fluttering Hearts is going to be our final ink. Another one of Mom's, which is one of my favorite colors. I haven't put this in a pen yet. I don't know that I've even posted the swatching reel of it, honestly. But it is a fantastic, fantastic color. Right. We have our color palette. I'm gonna close this up. And move this because we don't need it. So I printed them onto cardstock. I don't know that it's going to work. I don't know what we're supposed to be printing them onto. I did try a heavier paper, so I tried to print onto, I think it was like 250 GSM paper, and it started to print and then it stopped printing. So I then printed onto cardstock, and we're gonna see how it goes. I have my doubts. So I've printed 2 of them. I have 2. And we'll see how this goes. Shimmer, matte, shimmer, matte, coloring page. All right. I think I want to start by adding some clean water into all of these and just like watering them down a little bit. Not that they aren't super pretty, really concentrated, but I don't know that that's the look I'm going for. So this is scrapbooking cardstock, which I think is just heavier weight. But honestly, it came from somebody's craft room when I bought their craft room, and I don't have a label on the package, so I don't know what it is. Which isn't super helpful, but I don't honestly know what it is. What are we going to use? I don't want to destroy any of my good brushes. That feels like something fair. So let's use water brushes. Let's use stuff that I don't actually use all that often, that I don't care about potentially destroying. This is actually the least detailed one, which is why I'm hoping that they'll come out with some potentially less detailed ones in the future, because this is the least detailed option they had. Okay, so I think for these bushes I'm going to do the sparkly one, but for now I'm going to do all of these as red roses. I will say, I don't know if my printer just isn't high quality enough, but when you get to like the edges, it's hard to tell what's a rose and what's greenery. And that could be my printer, or it could be just like it's meant to be printed bigger. But I've also, like, in the original, it has a title up top and a title down below, and I've cut those off, so actually it's bigger than it normally gets printed by a little bit. I just wanted to give myself the best chance of, you know, being able to do this that I could. Alright, I might actually have to pull up their email and look at what this design looks like to figure out what is greenery and what isn't. Oh. April downloads. This is a flower. Okay. Of course, now that I'm rinsing my brush, I can't find my thing. Okay, this brush might just be our red brush now. That might just be how we do this, is that brush is now for red colors only, because that makes this easier. Okay, so now we need something for greens. Shall you be my green brush? I think you shall. I like you. No, I need something slightly less detailed for greens. I think you shall be my green brush, and you will be my brush for browns and stuff. I am going to fill this water brush with water, purely because I think that might help things. Now we're on to green. And I'm gonna start with a mixture of that and that. So I want something bright-ish. For my foliage, specifically the grass. Bright, but still like moody is the theme of this. And I'll just go over these flowers in something. And I didn't mix up enough green. So I think I'm going to need to grab out, I could try and mix a brown, but I might also just grab out the brown I like using for the section that I need brown for. So the road, we'll see. I will say that for a super cheap printer, I am quite happy with how well it prints for something like this. All right. There we go. Honestly, it's not super smooth, but this also is not super high quality paper. This is not watercolor paper. This is just like copy paper. Well, this is scrapbooking paper. So I'm not expecting top of the line results. So currently I'm quite happy. I'm going off of what their color palette is, though I am still using it to like pick out where there are flowers and stuff. Mostly because I'm struggling to, my eyes are bouncing around too much. That's a brain injury thing, though, where my eyes are just like struggling to see all the different sections. And so I'm quite happy that, I don't know if they make it public, but at least to their Jubilee team, they sent out like a colorized version. And that's making a big difference because like I can sort of pick out some details from that to go off of, like landmarking it. And I'm definitely using it to my advantage here because there are just so many things going on in this piece. Alright, there's the first section of tree. Now we just have like a dozen more. More than a dozen more. We have all this tree. I think I'm going to do the tree stem sparkly, because I don't want to pull out other colors. And that seems like fun. I'm sort of just like choosing tree blobs to randomly paint in, and then going to a different one so that everything has time to dry. Is sort of being the goal. How long before I lose the ability to talk? It is part of the downside of a brain injury, so at some point I'm just going to lose the ability to talk. We're going to be sitting on a quiet stream. So entertaining, I know. But this is all greenery. Right, where are we at? Okay. It's going better than I thought. So now we're in this like weird section over here. All the way to this side and up. That is tree. That is leaf. That is a rose I missed. Alright. We're going to be going through this all pretty much with a fine liner. Not a fine liner, a glass tip pen. I feel like that is the plan. Let's add in more of that to do this. Bit of greenery around the roses. I need to figure out how I'm doing the greenery that is the roses. But for this like front and center tree, this is the plan. I think I will do the greenery around the roses glittery. I think that'll make them all pop quite nicely. And I'll do like the floating leaves glittery. I think anything that's floating off in space gets to be glittery. That's the new plan. Alright, we need this brown officially. It is being added to the palette. I didn't want to add it to the palette, but we're adding it to the palette. I didn't want to add it to the palette for no reason other than the fact that we've got a lot of colors going on, but I'm gonna need the brown, and I'm too lazy to mix my own brown that many times. So there we go. Now we have brown. Even though the trees in their version are not brown. But whatever. The trees in mine will be brown. Because I want them to be. I think trees look better brown. Their trees are green. Which is fine. Just not the look I want for this. I like that cross-contaminating colors is like gone out the window. I just like decided that like whatever. That's why I don't put ink back into bottles. It's one of the reasons I don't put ink back into bottles, but it's probably the main one. So that I do things like this. Do my tree colors make sense? No. Am I sticking something incredibly bright back here for no reason other than the fact that I want to? Yes. Do I care? Nope. That's the lovely thing about doing your own thing in a project. Is that you really don't have to care. Alright, where am I? And I need them to do a less complicated coloring sheet next time. So as fun as this probably is, I'm fairly sure this is going to make my head hurt. Downside of a brain injury. I'm pretty sure one of my eyes will probably be twitching when this is all done. Let's do this tree next. I have just realized that they're like cat angel-y fairy things. I think that's like sort of brilliant. I don't know what their thing with cats in collections has been lately, but I think there have been 2 or 3 collections that have all been like cat themed, and it's lovely. I would love a guinea pig collection personally, but I will accept cat collections if that is what we're getting. And the cats all have like fairy and angel wings in this collection, and it's great. And he shall get adorned with stuff once the trees are all dry. And I feel like going in and adding details. We're not there yet. Let's do this tree next. It's got a Ferris wheel press ink bottle behind him. So does he. You just can't really see it, but you can see it behind this one, and I love it. Oh, I love it. I need them to do a Ferris wheel press ink bottle stamp, because it would just be awesome for swatching and stuff. I might go back and do a second layer down on the grass. So far that is the like patchiest and streakiest section. And it's because I just kept running out of the mixed up green I had. And add this in and go here. I do really like this green. It's mostly Dancing Time, which I don't think is out yet. No, it comes out April 5th, I want to say. One thing I do like about using inks is like how quickly stuff dries. Like this is coming together so quickly compared to a watercolor piece, just because of how quickly everything dries. Here's Sort of hard to figure out where one tree stops and another begins. There's a branch somewhere in here. What's this? Okay, this is coming together. This is coming together. This is coming together. We're making progress. I'm not unhappy. So now I need to do like this corner. I've worked myself up into this corner with stuff that's wet. The plan was originally to do the border in gold. I think I need something darker to cover it up, so maybe Stroke of Midnight is what I'm going to grab. We're still a bit away from that. Okay. Alright. It's coming together. I'm going to go back and redo the grass. So far it's the thing that I'm most unhappy with, is the grass. I do like that this green has just sort of become a mix of whatever I feel like in the greens world. It's just this weird little mix of stuff. And not to say like what it's making isn't pretty, it's very pretty. It's just not how I normally work. But I think that's one of the fun things about like switching it up and doing an ink only piece is that you do work in a very different way. Because I also don't normally use water brushes, but for something like this, they're really the best tool for the job, I find. Other brushes do like work, but they do make it harder. And I can fill in that section now. It's just gonna be pretty much straight Peter Moss. So I like the sort of tone that it gives, and I think it's what's needed in this section. It's just like needing a bit of the olivey green from up top. All right, we're getting somewhere. I can't believe I've made it this far in a coloring sheet. Like, honestly, I just don't do them. They make my head hurt. They make my eyes hurt. They're not what I choose to pick up. But because they've launched these new printables, I decided it might be a good time to try them. Because it always feels weird to promote something that I haven't actually tried. Even if in this case, like most people attempting them would not be doing them with a traumatic brain injury. So I would say if you don't have a brain injury, it's probably a much more relaxing process than what I'm currently dealing with. But I would say if you've got a traumatic brain injury and you like attempt it with a water brush and inks on a palette, it is probably the most doable way I've found to do a complicated coloring sheet. I've tried doing other ones in like colored pencils and stuff, and that really doesn't work. This seems to be working. We've still got a little bit to go, so I won't call it a total win yet, but I will say that this seems like it's working. I'm also going to let these, whatever's left, dry down in these palettes, because I'm sure I'll use them again for something else. I might even print off more of these coloring pages if I enjoy the process. I don't have any more cardstock right now, but it's easy enough to get. All right. This is sort of just like a grown-up paint by numbers because I'm sort of going off of their color palette. Oh, I found another ink bottle. I found 2 ink bottles. How did I miss those the first time? I was very careful to go around them. Maybe I knew that they were there, but like I didn't realize what they were. Which is like a very neat thing to do. There. A bit of less streaky grass. All of our greenery is officially done. And so now we're gonna go with brown. And you might be wondering why I've chosen brown as my next color, and it is pretty simple. I want to just like get the brown in that I need in, and so that I've got a better idea of what the other colors in this piece are. There's still a lot of green in this piece that I haven't done yet. Green and other stuff. Alright, 1 tree in. I just contaminated that red because I was silly and did something ridiculous. But live and learn. Just grab more red out if I need more red. It's an 85 ml bottle, and I'm never going to go through 85 mls of it. I missed a section of greenery. I'm looking at this going, that's a really weird tree. It's not a tree, it's green. And I missed it. I'll go back through and I'll color it in. Is that also... Nope, that's background. Alright. Throw in... There we go. Alright. Oh. This live is mostly just me making weird noises. Which, you know, tracks for this channel, in all honesty. Thank you. It's getting to where I want it to be. This section is going to be hard. I'm not super looking forward to that, but now that I'm starting to like be able to see stuff coming together in it, it is definitely getting a bit easier. I will be excited to see what ones they put out going forward and if they continue to put them out for collections, because I do think it's an interesting idea to go along with their ink collections. I think they did one for every ink in March. So this is part of the April release. But I think for March they did one for every ink. Alright, let's oh, that's a bird. That's not a branch. This is a branch. Okay. Oh, no, we're not done trees. So I do need... All right. All right. On to... back to red. Because now it's easier to see roses. It's easier to see them. It's easier to pick them out. Our trees are done. I will say I do really enjoy how little, like once it's set, it's set. It's not going anywhere. Unlike watercolor, which like still moves because this is dye based. Like as soon as it touches the paper, it's not going anywhere. And I do appreciate that. I don't normally. Today I do though. Let's see more tree that got forgotten about. All right. I want this. I want my champagne color. Right. A shimmery path sort of seems like the right look for this piece. Okay, what do I want to do? Want that. Okay. Now I need to uncurl this page slightly. Again, this is not watercolor paper. It's super curled. It's not super happy with the amount of liquid medium I'm using on it, but whatever. Okay, we're gonna use the shimmer brushes because they are less nice. And honestly, I'm okay with washing them all. Not the matte water, the shimmer water. There are all these other flowers that are red in here. I'm gonna start on this side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not a flower. We have 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a cluster of 3. Underneath on top. There's a giant one down here. And one here. And I will throw in some of the sparkly and like the other stuff. I just like want to mark these all out in red to make it easier on me. Because my eyes are bouncing around too much. There are too many different colors. And like some of the really pale roses, I will go back and do darker. So I think they look better dark. That's one. That's one. Where's the next ones? That's one. That's one. That's one. That's one. Is there anything here? Nope. This is a rose. All right. Now I need something tiny and skinny. And so with that liner. All right. Let's grab this green again. We're gonna make my life easy. Really, I just need a white space filler, and then I can go through and glitter things. But first, I need a white space filler. And this is going to be my white space filler. This very watered down green that I mixed up last. I'm actually going to do the same thing on the rose bushes once they're covered in. They're going to get a white space filler coat as well. I just want to make sure that everything gets a coat of what it needs a coat of. Nope. Nope. Alright. Rose bush number 2. Oh, rose bush number 1. That's rose, that's rose. That's a 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 rose. Is that all of them? I want to say yes. Apparently there's one down there, but I don't see it, so we're going to ignore it. That's a rose. 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 Oh, now I found it. Just need to flip the other way. Alright. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one that I've colored really badly. There's one. Alright. I think we're on to the fun stuff. That tracks. So the body of our cat is going to be a very pale Oof. Alright. A leg. Okay. Alright. Where are we at? An hour 31 minutes. About what I expected, actually. Okay. So. Let's do the birds. And the birds are going to be in Stroke of Midnight. Purely because I like how much it pops with everything else we have going on. I just think they look quite good. I don't know where I can put my arm, I don't know what's dry. Oh, that bird now has 3 wings. I screwed up what was a wing and what was a branch. So now the little bird has 3 wings. Maybe I can lift it. I don't think I can. I'll go in and add a tiny bit of the brown. There. Now, we just get to work from these 2 trays. So everything from this point on is sparkly, which is going to be great. I would like some of this, and a bit of this, and a bunch of this. So really, is it a magical kingdom if the background isn't sparkly? I know there isn't much background in this piece. Most of it is tree. I mean sky background. There's a lot of tree background. But any tree background that there is, or sky background that there is going to be sparkly. Alright. She needs princess dress. Toga wearing cats. Guess I still need to pick colors for the banister. Let's add blue. Not the look I want for his wings. Let's just stick. Alright. Leaves. Leaves. So many leaves. Let's do these columns first. Or literally any other palette. I have an empty half pan. I think that's probably enough. But honestly, I don't know. We'll find out. There's no water in this water brush, which I'm learning is an essential part of painting with these. Oh, there's a pen nib in the thing up top. Oh, they like striped it in the original. That's too complicated. I am not putting stripes on mine. Or coloring in each stripe individually. That is a level of complexity that I do not have the brain energy for. Oh, there's another section of green I forgot. It's okay though, because I still have green on a palette. Blue again. Okay. Alright. I'm liking it. I wish I had a brighter yellow, but they discontinued their brighter yellow. So, not the green I wanted. And I don't even know where I needed green to go. That's fun. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. That to be green. That to be green. Alright. Let's do some leaves. And fun stuff. So this is Emerald Garden, which is actually what this is the coloring sheet for. And I'm just gonna like do all the random leaves sparkly, but I've got 2 sparkly greens out, and so they're gonna like go random places. It would be boring to put all the sparkly leaves together. Or the sparkly leaves of the same color together. I'm realizing that I need the matte green again because of the rose bushes. I might leave these matte. I quite like them. We'll see how I feel once everything else is shimmery. Alright, where are we at? We are at no longer needing a reference picture. I've reached that point, but I no longer need the thing to tell me what's what color. We are way past that point. Oh, there's more green that got forgotten about. Nope. Okay. Not storied blue. Stroke of Midnight. Is our new fence color. Which I think is what I pulled to be our fence color originally. I need something dark, I need something bold, I need something that pops while still like giving me all this shimmery joy. Fluttering Heart does. But I need slightly more opinionated than Fluttering Heart. Yeah. I haven't quite figured out YouTube's rules about swearing on stream, but that was definitely a wanting to swear moment. Alright. Other side. No, this is dry. Alright. There we go. Beanstalk. Over this green mix that I created, it's really just like a pretty green glaze, but I think that's enough. I don't know that I'm going to do every leaf shimmery, but all the ones on the ground are going to be shimmery. But like the ones that are falling are going to be shimmery. The ones in here, I'm just going to pick out some and do shimmery. I think doing them all shimmery is going to be too much. That being said, it does add like a nice sort of touch to the piece. So I nearly knocked my laptop over. It's so sparkly. Oh, tiny fairy princess cat. Alright. Do I want? I need a little bit green. this green specifically, and then this little hole, any other weird little holes? Yes, there's one right there. I'm so close to being done. I'm like a handful of leaves away and a couple ink bottles. I want this pale green to this leaf here. I want this leaf here. This one. This one. This one. And then we're going to water this blue down so much. Because really, I just want to pick up the blue. And for down here, we're going to do the same thing. Yeah, it's almost wet. I do want to line this in. Well, those dry enough that I can do the ink bottles. Apparently the very edge of this paper wants to feather, which is so not going to happen. Or maybe it will happen. So even now that it's dry, it wants to feather. Oh, I just wanted to clean up this border. There we go. And the final touch is little ink bottles. Never mind, I forgot to do this cat. There we go. Done. I would do a color swatch card, but I don't know. Oh, I see them. That'll be the last thing I do, is a color card. So I know what I used. So we have and these are all watered down, like I added water to them, but I don't feel like going back to the bottles and taking swatches from the bottles. That feels like too much effort at this very moment, and so we're just not going to. And then we have Fluttering Hearts, which looks nothing like Fluttering Hearts at this point. They're... Alright, I might cave and grab Fluttering Hearts directly out of the bottle with a clean thing, because at this point Fluttering Hearts looks nothing like Fluttering Hearts. There's Fluttering Hearts. So it's a pretty interesting color palette that got us to this final result. Because that's the final result. And this is the color palette that got us there, which is not what I would think would be the color palette, but it is. Tress or tresses? Tress. I think this is Morningside Mint. And this is Fluttering Hearts. So, the color palette, the final piece. My brain is definitely tired. I hope they do more of these sheets. I hope they make some that are a bit less fiddly, but it was definitely fun. And I might do more of them. Depends how much my head hurts after this, in all honesty. I expect that I will probably have a brutal headache, but we'll see. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Have you tried any of the new Ferris wheel press sheets? They're pretty new. I think they've only been out for about 3 or 4 weeks. They might have been launched the first week of March. If they were, my life was a bit busy. I just remember it being really busy when they launched, so it was probably either the last week of February or the first week of March. They were super fun though, and I really enjoyed it. So thanks for watching.